Now see what it says over here. Go to that one.
I think you guys can see us.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Hello,
All
guys.
right.
Welcome.
Do I need to do the bicep again? Because it looks huge.
Back to the Monster Factory. Yes, it's been a little while since we have done this. It's been just but we've got so much to chat about, and we wanted to hop on.
There's a
here.
bunch. There's a bunch to talk about.
And we're also trying out just a few little new things, and wanted to see what you guys think about it. Hello, Roger is in the chat. Of course, Phil Woody.
Phil Woody
is
always
there
making
as
his
well.
presence known. Chocolate Thunder.
Thank you so much, Phil, for dropping that link there. As always, guys, Turkey has suffered a terrible, actually, a couple of earthquakes plus some afterwards,
Man,
right?
it's been crazy.
And are you seeing the miraculous recoveries that
That little baby. Oh my God, the eyes. Just it's amazing. And this is where when we come together as humans and taking care of other people, it's just right now. It's just they're all in our prayers, and it's awesome to see people doing good work.
White Blur Street says, looking good, love the new setup. Phil Woody, how's the sound coming through on that side? Guys, so we've got so much to chat about on this Monster Factory. I want to tell you first off exactly what we're going to be covering, just so you know if you're here on the beginning. And we're going to get into, first of all, you're going to see a little scoreboard pop up every time this guy says,
You know what I'm saying?
you know what I'm saying? You're going to see Michael Todd get one. And when I slip into that, what I'm accused of so often,
Is your Canadian mode?
my Canadian mode. I don't know where that comes from.
We don't either, but
I'm
it
going to get a
happens
point for
regularly.
that one as well, right? So you guys can kind of keep up at home.
I'm going to make
well.
a conscious effort not to say it, though.
It is a day.
So this is one competition I want to lose.
Now, this is a day of points anyway because it's Super Bowl Sunday,
It
right?
is Super Bowl Sunday.
Some of you are watching from outside of America, but I know some of you across the pond are also excited to watch the Super Bowl as well. So that's coming on 5:30. I guess about
5 hours.
About 5 hours.
Right.
Yes. So someone said the sound, Michael sounds good, says Phil. What about Rebecca? How does Rebecca sound?
I could tell you. I mean, she looks really
Rebecca.
pretty. That's what I meant.
Know what I'm saying, Counter? Brilliant. Rebecca, your mic is a little low bass.
Little low bass, like you got bass in your voice, or it's just a little bit low?
I got bass. All right. We are working on that. Just keep letting me know, Phil, how it all is going. So,
all right.
Talk about what
Quest for 100. We're going to recap the Quest for 100. And then after that, we're going to do what? Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about Monster Factory 4.
Monster Factory 4.
The
we
entire
have the
card, and we're going to release
card.
the undercard, the preliminaries, all that good stuff.
All of that. Ready to chat about
Delusional Ryan Bowen versus Todd Hutchings. Is this
he?
guy delusional? Who knows?
Is he?
King the table. Talk about all three matches. And then we may have a little bit of teaser at the end, go straight to Q&A. So what are we doing? What's first? Oh, yeah, Quest for 100. Is that what we're talking
Quest
about?
for 100. Go ahead and just give them a little bit of a recap. So before this weekend, you were at 8. So you had 92 first place medals to go. Guys, I don't know if you really understand exactly what this means for Michael. What this means is when he goes to a tournament, he's going up against guys that are entering maybe 1, 2 classes, sometimes 4. He's entering 6 and 8. And this was another situation like that where he was entering 8 classes, which basically means there's no downtime.
Now,
right?
once they start calling my name up, they pretty much don't stop till the tournament's over. It was a lot. It was a lot of fun. It was a great event, very well ran for a good cause. Raising money for CTE, Craig McSherry, all that good stuff. So I had a good time. So yeah, I think Quest for 100 is going to be so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Well, I'm supposed to go this next weekend.
Thank you,
to another event. I did tweak my left elbow in one match, and it'll depend on how my training goes this week, whether I take this week off or if I still attend one of those events, because I've got to pull again next week, then I got to pull the Arnold, then I got to pull again, then I got to pull again. So it's 6 weeks in a row if I go this weekend. If not, it's let the left elbow heal a little bit and then wait till the 25th to bang. But
25th.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm still thinking about going on the 18th. It's up for grabs. It's either going to be the Texas tournament, the TAL event in League City, or it's going to be Alabama State in Pelham, Alabama. So I hadn't decided yet.
This is fun for me because I have to remember that
That's the camera,
is the camera.
Boom,
yeah.
right there.
Yeah, right there. So anyhow, guys, so the road to
Quest
or the Quest for 100.
Road to 100 sounds good too, but
it
Quest
does.
for 100,
I'm having
total badass. I mean, something like that sounds good.
I'm having a lot of fun too because I love the RV life. And guys, we're going to have a couple of videos coming out, one on my channel, one on his channel. Of course, his is going to cover all of his arm wrestling. Mine's going to cover some more behind the scenes stuff. And I did get in a good workout at a really awesome gym.
You did get a good workout in.
Yeah. So I'm having to get those workouts in while I can because.
Are you talking about your surgery? You're talking
yeah,
about, okay,
which now I may be postponing the surgery that they said I really needed to have because
she wants to do the open.
I want to do the open.
Plus, she wants to get super fit before she has surgery because she's afraid if she has surgery first, she'll eat.
Well, if I can't, okay, so
we
if
do
you
like
can't,
food a lot.
If you can't work out, don't you just eat ice cream?
Well, I mean, I can think of one other thing we could do.
Oh, shut
but
up.
yeah.
Phil Woody dropping in with a 99
pound thing, some other
sticker. Thank you so much, Phil, for your
What's up, buddy?
So did you recap? Are you finished with your recap?
Well, I mean, am I supposed to be telling them how I did?
Yeah, you need to tell them. So you were at
Okay,
92.
so I entered the tournament in Bowling Green was 6 divisions plus overall right and left.
Yep.
This tournament was 8 divisions, no overall right and left. It's because they didn't have time. They didn't even have a schedule, though, but I think they knew that they was on time constraints.
Y'all, that place was packed.
It was
I
crazy.
don't know how many entries there were.
Over 200.
Over 200. Wow, it was a great tournament.
So I pulled 242 right and left, weighed in at 240.4, so strip would have been 239 because I just had shorts and a T-shirt and socks on. So I made weight. I didn't drink water all day.
Yeah,
so,
but can we talk about this for a moment? Y'all, he's little. He's little. He ate
Listen, she
carbs
does not
all
mean that. I'm telling you. I promise. Ask her again. Ask her one more time.
Bad. He ate carbs all day yesterday, steak and all that stuff. Like before we went to bed, I don't know how much.
So it's crazy. So I ate a lot Friday night after weigh-ins.
Yeah.
And then I ate basically a box of Raisin Bran yesterday, quite a bit of protein, and then after the event, steak, chicken, rice, chicken, ramen noodle, steak, chicken again. I mean, and I still, after sauna this morning, was 246.2.
246.2.
And today's our all liquid, all shake day. And a lot of that is because, we got Valentine's coming up on Tuesday, and that's a full-blown anything we want day. So, but yeah, I'm getting to where I honestly think I'm leaner aesthetically now than I was when I was when I pulled on Gurbaev. I think although my weight's a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I think staying lean and the lifestyle we're living. Cold plunging, dude. Every time I cold plunge, I'm still cold from a cold plunge like an hour and a half ago. I only cold plunge for 3 minutes. I'm telling you guys.
It takes him a long time.
It takes me a while. Like I'm not that cold when I get out, but then I get like really frigid cold for like 2 hours before I can warm up. I don't know how I got off track. So pulled 8 divisions, 242 right and left, supers right and left, masters right and left, grandmasters right and left, and I was fortunate enough to win all 8 classes undefeated. Had Dustin Tomlinson, just north of the border. Strong kid, another overall.
Mullet wearing
dude, he's strong. Now that's the left hand. The first left hand match with him is where my elbow actually popped twice, and it wouldn't have if they'd have called the foul and then restarted it, but they didn't. So we still in the fight. I'm just holding it and it went pop, pop, pop. I was like, ooh. And I didn't know if it was gonna be like Will Wagner where the arm just lands on the table behind me. I was just gonna stay committed to it. End up pinning him, but that was my last match of the left until the finals, and I was sitting there telling you, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. And then somehow I got to the finals and flashed everybody. the next match with Dustin was like, whoop. So I guess it still hurts though. Like it hurts today. I've already I'm gonna rehab it this week. I think I'll be able to go next week.
Well, let me ask you this. So you
great
came
event.
across a lot of strong guys.
How
did this one compare to Ohio?
This was a little tougher competition than Ohio. Ohio had some very strong guys. This was a little. That 242 class was stacked yesterday.
It was.
It was stacked. I mean, you had Bo Olson, Rush Schrader, Troy Brown, who was the number 1 in Arkansas at 242. I guess till I cut to 242. And then you had Jared Lovulette. There's a big class. I mean, there was 12 division class probably. It's a big class. Good talent. Super heavyweights had some good talent. I mean, Dustin Thompson.
How many matches was it?
27
27
matches, I think.
Yeah.
And that was because the final match left-handed Rush Schrader had just come off an injury, and he's like, dude, I don't want you to hit me with that press. And I told everybody at these events, man, if unless you come up to me and say, hey, I'm just going to lay down, when they say go, I'm going as hard as I can. So if you beat me this year on this quest for 100, you legit beat me because I'm trying every time. But yeah, so we are at 16 first places, 84 more to go. I've done the math a couple times. If I was to be perfect and win everything I enter, I could already be over 100 by the end of June. I think that's very unlikely that I win every division I enter.
Well, because we saw like yesterday, I mean, that's 27 classes, and all it
27 matches.
27 matches, and all it takes is one person to put that slow,
put me
slow
in a
you
bind.
down, put you in a bind.
Then the next guy puts me in a bind. The next guy puts me in a bind because that one match,
Yeah.
So you never know how it's going to work out, especially as it hits some of these events where there's a Marcio Barboza or somebody in the 42, and then there's somebody else in the super. You never know. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen to some of these events when we pull multiple nationals. There's a lot of opportunity for me to really get in some wars.
But what you guys don't realize, in that room, they get so damn excited when somebody slows Michael down.
Yeah, if it's not a flash pin, they're like, oh,
everybody's so excited. The electricity in that room is so much fun.
Friends start cheering against me. I'm like, hey, what's happening? Why are y'all cheering for the other guy?
Every one of them. I would have to say there was not one person yelling
nobody was
your
cheering
name.
for me.
Yeah. They were all yelling for Justin.
Yeah, and that's what's
going
to happen this year. I mean,
people are going to get pins on you. They are.
The first guy that pins me, can you imagine how the crowd's going to go?
Oh, it's going to go it's going to be nuts.
I'm telling you, I was more nervous this one than I was with the last one. I was sick to my stomach, heart racing, just didn't want to do it. And I have a feeling that's going to be all year long.
So tell me, though, we talked about Ohio versus this one. Well, now think about the people that were in Ohio. Think about the people that were in this one. Any possible matchups?
Man, I mean, there's I got my eye on a few people. I got an eye on a few people that I think could make some pretty good, stylistic matchups, and the fact that they're two people who actually, slowed me down.
Yeah.
So to see a couple of these guys at some of these events, us possibly feature them on an undercard.
But
or
even in the
later.
lighter weight classes, we're seeing some great matches.
Very good match. We're seeing a lot of good talent at these events, and I expect to throughout this year. I mean, there's 30 plus events, and even if I win the first, even if I collect the 100 first places before the end of the year, I'm going to keep competing. I'm not going to stop. Now I may quit cutting to the lighter weight. You may start seeing a bulkier monster, but right now is the fittest I can possibly be the healthiest I can possibly be, and just keep rolling. So what's up next? Oh, wait. I feel like we should roll the promo for Monster Factory 4 because we hadn't talked about it. We just released a promo. Let's see that promo real quick.
Let's do it.
All right. No, that's good. That's
I
think it restarted because that's so excited. Let's just do it again.
I know. I was just sitting there watching it.
Oh wow, that's so cool. Let's keep watching. All right, so guys, that's our main card. Now let's talk about those matches. Craig Touye, Eduardo Tiete.
Okay, that's going to be a fight. I mean,
Craig's got to be the favorite, but the tenacity of Eduardo Tiete, the way he gets
we just saw him at the UAL thing.
Dallas Langston lose the first two matches, came back and win 3-5.
How do you do that?
With a lot of heart.
Yeah.
That young man, they're both there's little tanks, They both used to be smaller guys. I mean, Craig Touye is a North American legend. He's basically won the national championships in every weight class from 132 all the way up to probably 198s. Eduardo Tiete's world champion, Brazilian champ, bad dude. Awesome match. Daniel Mosier, Brent Rockers.
Okay.
These guys go back and forth like at IFA Nationals last year.
I didn't know they had a history.
Oh, yeah. Like Brent beats him. If Daniel hits him and Brent can't stop the hit, Daniel wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Brent can stop him and make a match out of it, Brent wins normally. Now, Mosier does have that second hit available to him. But, yeah, those are some grinders, and I think they both agreed at like 209 or 210. So this is not, for the championship match or anything. Right now we got Brandel Seltzer as a 200-pound Monster Factory champ. He could not compete at this event because he'll be at the next week at East versus West. So we have a couple of awesome middleweight matches.
Okay, check that sound. It's saying someone just said too much noise reduction or compression on the microphones.
All right, yeah, just keep us informed on what's going on there. So Pablo versus Artem for the 240-pound championship. Now, a lot of people think that's a mismatch. me included. But
yeah, Michael was repeatedly, "Are you sure you want this?"
Because Artem's like, "Hey, Pablo messaged me and wants a match, wants me to pull him." I'm like, "For real?
For real?"
Okay, because I mean, he just beat me. But of course, I just had an off night. But yeah. But it's the thing about Artem is he is a guy who understands the setup, who can pump you up in the setup, who can fatigue your hand, and he can make a lane. And if he can get that lane early and fatigue Pablo, especially knowing the fact that he has 3 months to prep for this match. It could be interesting. It could very well be interesting. I'm excited. I'm excited to see that match. I'm excited to see Pablo back here. I love Pablo. Pablo's awesome. And then we have, I mean, I don't know the order yet. I'm just saying, obviously, then it's Pablo beat me left for the heavyweight, so now we're going to pull right for his heavyweight title that he beat Paul in for.
I had someone pop up and ask, wait a minute, are we talking about Michael pulling Pablo left again? Surely he's not pulling right. No, Michael's putting his right arm on the table.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm putting my right arm on the table basically every week. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
Yes.
What's crazy, I'm going to go ahead and feed into that just a second before I get into the final match of the main card, and then we start talking about the undercard preliminaries. This is what my schedule looks like. If I go ahead and pull this next weekend, it'll be 6 weeks in a row. It'll be off the 25th, the 1st, and the 8th. 6 classes at IFA Nationals. 10 at that PL Arkansas State that's here. And then the very next week, Pablo.
Okay.
So I'm an idiot. Just letting you guys know up front, that's a lot.
You make your bed, you lie in it.
I'm going to get comfy in that bitch.
I ask him all
You
the
know
time.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ask him all the time, are you sure? Are you sure this is a good plan for you? Are you sure this? He's like, I said I was going to do it.
I honestly think all this arm wrestling is going to condition my tendons and ligaments and everything just be better at arm wrestling.
But the funniest, I'll read it just a second, but the funniest part is, I'm like, so you're definitely, Michael, there's zero chance that you enter all of these classes week after week after week. Zero chance that you're not going to come across somebody that is going to get a pin on you, that's going to hit you in the rankings. People are going to be like, oh my God, Michael Todd, he just lost to this person, not caring. And he's like, oh well.
Listen, I'm having a good time.
He's not hiding from anybody, is what I'm putting out there.
This year is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now, Quest for 100 is my primary.
Yeah.
But I have some secondary. I have some other things up my sleeve. You guys just wait. I'm not going to put anything out there yet, but it's already in here and in here, so it's going to happen. All right, so White Wolf, what we got?
All right, White Wolf says, hi, Mike and Rebecca. Mike, what's your record with Lupkeys?
9-0.
Also, what's the info on where he's at level-wise? Healthy and 70% of his old form, or where?
He told me he is 330 pounds with 21-inch forearms and 24-inch biceps. Sounds pretty damn healthy to me.
24-inch biceps?
Yeah, that's what he's always telling me. That's just Lupkeys. He's huge. 24-inch biceps. I've had 22-inch biceps.
Okay.
21-inch forearms. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that's crazy. So, main event match, though, Monster Factory, you just saw it. Chance Shaw, the return of Leviathan, Richard Lupkeys. That is going to be epic. And I'll wait till I tell you about this undercard and preliminaries. Go ahead.
But I want to put that into perspective really quickly. 24-inch.
That's your waist. Yeah, is that your waist?
I'll slap you.
Oh, your waist is smaller than that?
It's like it's like 26 right now. Thank you very much.
I'm digging it, though.
Because of those damn obliques.
I mean,
but anyway.
You got that sexy back.
Quit it. You are distracting me. Okay.
All right, what you got?
Isn't that what the gorilla's biceps are?
No, 23. And this is 24, like, lean. Richard Lupkeys is a unique specimen in himself. But, I mean, that dude is just, he's cut from a different cloth. Bad dude. All right, so that's that. I am going to go ahead and announce, starting with the preliminaries.
The preliminaries. Okay.
Preliminaries are going to be Friday night.
Okay, the thing is, they're still fabulous.
They're all badass matches.
It's just
we're just making this a 2-day event, 2-night event. What Friday night comes down to is we're going to test the audio, we're going to test the production, and it really is, we're going to do weigh-ins, and it's really just, let's go have fun. And I thought, why not? Let's go ahead and throw some best out of 3 matches. Well, that's how it was previously. Now we're just going to do best out of 5. It was going to be 3 matches. I had someone come in last minute, like, hey, man, I sure would like to attend the event. I'm like, unless you're on the card or you're working someone's corner, I mean, you got to get a VIP, and it doesn't make sense for an arm wrestler to buy the VIP, right? We do have like 7 or 8 VIPs left, and once I announce this undercard, you might be wanting to get on board and buy that. Just message me, whatever. $500, you get a Monster Factory shirt with your name on it. You get full access Friday night, Saturday, and then the after party. Here we go. Ben LeClaire, 6'8", 440 pounds.
What?
Versus Matt Satori, 6'4", 380 pounds. 820 pounds on that arm wrestling table over there. Kicking things off. And that may not be the first match, but that is one of the preliminary matches. Jody Williams versus Russ Schrader, left-handed. Less what Russ is coming back from the injury. Jody's wanted this match. Jody's been wanting to come down here. Chocolate Thunder may be on this live right now. I'm not sure. But he is on the preliminary card Friday night starting at 5 p.m. April 28th. This was going to be the final match of the preliminary. But then, like I told you, the athlete calls. I'm going to tell you about that match in just a second. We're going to go to this one. We have Stephen Logsdon from Kansas City going against John Therian from Canada.
Arm Wars John Therian.
What? That's right-handed. That's right-handed preliminary match, right?
All right.
This is the last match. Daniel Worley was like, hey, man, Chance is coming up. You know, can I come? I'm like, man. So we were trying to find him a match. And Robert Learn said, what's up? But he can't pull left because he injured his left. So that's going to be a right-handed match.
Daniel Worley, Robert Learn.
Yeah, Robert's training with Paul Lynn right now.
Are they ranked? Where are they ranked?
Roger. My bad.
Robert.
I'm so sorry, Roger. How did I do that? I wrote it down wrong. I know your name. Yeah, Roger Lerner. I'm an idiot. My bad. Still gonna be awesome. All right. Are we ready for the undercard?
Undercard.
We're gonna rerun the match that didn't happen.
What's supposed to happen on Monster Factory 3? Yes.
Roman Gromoff wasn't able to make it. His family was sick. He was sick. Couldn't make it. We had Corey Johnson step in. Had a valiant
with
performance.
A badass Dustin
awesome
Hyatt.
Versus Dustin Hyatt. So we got Roman versus Dustin Hyatt.
Wow. Okay, so we're going to get to see that. Is there going to be a title on the line, or is this the pre?
That's the pre thing.
Okay.
Title matches are going to always be main card matches, and the main card match was already full by the time I set this, so I couldn't do anything about it.
Okay.
So the winner of that, we'll find them opponent for the lightweight title of Monster Factory.
Okay.
Here's the one that's a kicker. Stephen Logsdon.
Again.
Versus John Therian, left-handed. Stephen is ranked number 10 in North America at 198 left. John Therian is ranked number 13. This is a rankings match, 200 pounds.
So they're pulling
on a preliminary. Well, John's coming from Canada. I'm like, give him 2 matches.
Okay.
You know, it just made sense. And Stephen was his opponent left, so let's make it right.
All right.
So we're going to see John Therian twice. We're going to see him Friday night and Saturday night.
All right.
The one and only Bob Brown, baby. Bob Brown back in action. He's undefeated at the Monster Factory. I don't think he's even taken a single loss. Has he been pinned yet at the Monster Factory? I don't think he has. No, I think he 3-0'd everybody.
I think he did.
I'm not sure.
But they're a fight every time.
Yeah, he's always trying to get that extra money is what he's doing. He's trying to get that match of the night versus Austin Wade, who, if you've been watching, that young man is impressive. He actually just beat Artem left-handed at that Florida qualifier last weekend at 198.
Okay.
So Austin is a bad dude. And Bob's like, yeah, he's like the worst opponent for me ever. He's long lever. He's explosive. He hooks. He goes, but I'll take it. I'm like, all right, cool. So that's the match we got there.
I like him.
All right, go ahead and hit a couple of those if you got one.
Yes, actually, Ben, thank you so much for the super chat. Drops down MMT versus
Sanders. Easy win. Well, hey, Sanders, I actually messaged him after the Devon match and told him congratulations. He fought really hard. He just had a match this last weekend versus Manuel Bagula from Italy. He's very versatile. He looked good. He did get his hand flopped a couple times by Manuel, but he was able to get him in the strap and secure that hook. He looks good. I mean, it's a match I'm sure will happen eventually. Someone wants to make it happen. I'm not messed up about it, but not something I'm going for right now. I just Quest for 100 is the plan, but if someone wants to, pay me to pull him, I'll do it.
Quest for 100 with the something extra.
With some something extra. All right, so here we go. Carl Stanley, left-handed, was going to pull Jonathan Breda.
Talk about that already?
No, I'm coming to that. Okay. Was going to pull Jonathan Breda left-handed. They both accepted. I thought it was going to be a great match. Jonathan Breda is ranked number 1 at 220, I think.
Yeah.
Bad dude. Jonathan Breda's bad dude left-handed.
Yes, he is.
Carl Stanley, his left has been ranked very high.
You're bound to run into Jonathan Breda.
Yeah, especially me being light this year.
Yeah.
So that was the match, and then Breda messaged me like, dude, I got to work. I'm going to be out of town. I'm like, crap. So Eric Gerlach stepped up, and they're pulling left-handed. Carl Stanley versus Eric Gerlach. And I think Eric might be the higher-ranked dude in the supers.
Oh, yeah?
Because Carl Stanley is just a threat. I mean, I think he lost to Corey, might have lost to someone else. I don't know how maybe he's just been inactive, how he got down to the bottom part of the top 20. Because he's probably a top 10 dude. Like, he's got wins on a lot of good dudes. But Carl Stanley and Eric Gerlach, that is going to be one hell of a left-handed match on the undercard. Now, the last undercard match, Devin Gagnaban, super heavyweight USAF national champ from last year. So he'll come into this thing as the reigning national champion because the next nationals isn't until May 13th. He beat Don Underwood last time he was here. Very impressive young man, continually getting better. But he's taking on Azerbaijan's own Mirtala Aslanov.
I love Mirtala.
He is awesome. He's former world champ,
fun.
former European champ,
he is so much
ZT,
fun.
two-time ZT champ from South America. I mean, the guy's a beast. Now, Corey beat him. He took second last year at the Arnold, but I think he's really stepped up his training. I think that's going to be a dangerous opponent. Mirtala Aslanov going to be here at Monster Factory 4. So if you ask me, those are 14 really good matches. That's 14 really good matches.
Someone said, that's actually Trey. Hey, Trey. Said,
up?
we need Aussie arm wrestler commentating. He cannot get into the United States.
Yeah, he won't be able to get into the States for like 2 weeks later before they start letting non-vaccinated people in the States or something.
Yeah, but we're going to have the awesome Jason Latona. Yes, he will be on the mic with Michael Todd as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the Monster Factory 4 is going to be a great event. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, I think we have like we do still have some VIPs left if you guys are wanting to get in on that. I always leave that open to the people who attended previously. If you're curious what to expect, contact anybody that's here previously. Ask Phil Woody, see what it's like. Talk to Robert Gould. Some of the best compliments we can have is when these people come here as VIPs and they tell me, best weekend of my life, one of the best weekends of my life, had a great time, it was awesome. I mean, we really do have a good time. That's what separates Monster Factory events, I think, from a lot of the other.
We have a great time.
Well, it's just we keep that that private environment that's just, you know, it's a small thing. It's not a whole bunch of people. And
it's exclusive.
It's very exclusive. You get to experience everything. You get to be real close to the action.
Which, by the way, I think we have a handful of VIP spots left to be in the room for this event. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading. I was checking the mic thing.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. What do we got next? Oh, okay. All right. So that's the card. Monster Factory 4. Super excited. Thumbs up if you think that's an awesome card. We don't have the big names as like John Brzezinski or Todd Hutchings, but I honestly think this may be the best card we put together yet. As far as matches, I think it might be the best card we put together yet.
Oh, I think so too. I think it's going to be a night of, well, there's going to be a lot of battles happening. Super excited about it. So anyways, let's move on to
AWE 1.
It just dropped like this week.
Right.
So Chance had to pull out, and by the way, a lot of you are like, but wait, Chance pulled out of pulling Ryan.
Bowens,
how can he
pull? Yeah.
2 months difference, guys. 2 months difference.
Yeah,
okay.
It is quite a bit of time between the two.
Yeah, so Phil Woody, 12 months membership. Bam! Congrats on the sharp start. Only 84. Yes, VIP is amazing. Gang, jump on it.
It is a lot of fun. We really do.
Phil.
Thank you, Phil, for 84 more first places to go, baby. But yeah, so we have Ryan Bowen. Chance Shaw had to drop out due to a little pop in his elbow. Says he'll be ready for Richard in time because, like he said, it's 2 months later. And he promised us an international superstar. And he got the king of side pressure himself, Todd Hutchings.
Yeah, so this is actually the student now is going after the master.
Well, I mean, so Todd was his strength coach for like a year. Now, I'm going to be honest. The gains that he made when Todd was his strength coach were impressive. But the gains he's making right now, doing traditional movements in the gym, like he's not a guy who's ever really worked out. He worked out for arm wrestling.
Right.
He's never worked out.
Right.
So he's getting those newbie gains.
Yeah,
and you're watching him go from struggling with 225 to repping it.
Yes.
You know, I'm very impressed. I drink the Ryan Bowen Kool-Aid all the time.
All the time, guys.
Like this, I don't know if it's some badass editing he does, but every single time I watch this guy, I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna kill me.
Well, you're watching him with Lachlan now.
Well, I mean, because right now, and I think I actually like Lachlan. I really do. I mean, he's a good athlete. He's a physical specimen. You know, he said some shady shit in the past, but I think I like the kid. And I got respect for him as a strength athlete. And I think Ryan Bowen might be the top guy now. I mean, if you go by those matches, he is controlling him in spots that he should not be controlling him.
Right.
So I think there's a big translation to his training in the gym correlating to his performances on the table.
Well, he's always had a good table IQ. He understood.
Yeah, because he's trained with everybody but me, so he's still got room for improvement, obviously. But like he looks like Devin when he arm wrestles. You watch his movements. You watch his mechanics. He looks like
Devin.
Devin.
That's what she said at the WAL event.
Very much so. I mean, he looks a lot like Devin in the way he maneuvers the table and he transitions. Now, he is extremely delusional. Like, we see it all the time. But I think he's got a shot. Like, I genuinely think he's got a shot against Todd Hutchings.
Really?
So now I'm
to
delusional.
Win or
he's
to get
delusional.
A pin?
Man, listen, I don't know. But people are like, oh, you should pull Ryan Bowen. And they're saying it, like, because, you know, the refs have been beating me lately.
So you had to say that. Oh, for y'all.
That shit was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? Throw a few bouts in there. But yeah, so yeah, because I've had some losses, people have been giving me shit like, "Oh, you should pull Ryan Bowen," as a dig, like Ryan's such a bum, you should pull him. You know,
or you're
I
a bum.
suck so bad.
You suck so bad.
I suck as bad as Ryan Bowen, so we should arm wrestle. And I'll go ahead and put it out there. If Ryan Bowen looks good against Todd Hutchings, I'll bring the Monster Factory to pull me.
But you beat Todd Hutchings 3-1.
Well, I mean,
so doesn't he need to beat Todd Hutchings?
Well, I mean, I thought we wanted me to get an easy win.
I don't even know how I'm supposed to like follow up with that. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'll be watching. I know I'll be watching. Listen, I don't know. Because here's the deal. If he beats him, I think they have like an intercontinental belt.
Oh, you want the belt?
I'm a trophy whore.
I knew that.
So I don't know how this is going to play out. Is Ryan Bowen delusional? Is the king of side pressure too much for the 44% stronger Ryan Bowen?
Let's talk about Todd, because Todd actually just accepted this match. He literally had 2 weeks
pulled this
or
weekend.
less.
He pulled this weekend. He had a match up, and he's in.
So was he prepping
Montana
for that
or
match, or was that just a gimme match?
Which one?
The one he just pulled.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's prepping for it. I mean, Ben Brooks is ranked in the top 20.
So I guess what I'm asking is, so Bowen has been preparing
for Chance, and
he
like,
wasn't
deserving. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I thought Chance was gonna kill him. I was like, this is a horrible mismatch. Chance is 300 pounds. Bowen's $180. I mean, but because he was when he pulled, Coach Ray. But then
Bowen is not.
No, he's probably weighs as much as me now.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I think he might have. Chance is good. Like, I give Chance a lot of. Chance is good, but Bowen may have the style to be, and we don't know now. We're not gonna find out. I think the Todd Hutchings match is interesting. That's what I got. I think it's interesting because what you're saying was he was prepping for Chance. That means he's in training mode. He's not focused on social media as much. He's focused on being the best arm wrestler he can be, and he is taking on the biggest match of his career. I don't know. I mean, I'm impressed.
Well, there you go.
I mean, obviously, he has nothing for that, but. I'm like I said, I drink the Kool-Aid, so we'll see what happens.
He does. Victor E says, honestly, Ryan Bowen versus Michael Todd would sell tickets. Larry the Cable Guy is the one would say, that's funny. I don't care who you are. Okay.
Okay, so here's the deal. If it would sell tickets, but we do the Monster Factory for free, I don't know how you do that. All right, go ahead.
So Alexander Clark says, hey guys, excited to be a part of Monster Factory 4. Also, not that you need it, but does seeing guys like Bowen leveling up give you extra motivation?
No.
I'm leveling up.
Because I need no extra motivation. I'm as motivated as I've ever been in my life.
Yeah,
and it's so funny because people are like, oh, Michael Todd, we hear the same thing all the time. Michael Todd. Listen, I have went through.
Is there a reason that you had an Indian accent?
I didn't know it was Indian. I thought it was assholish is what I was doing.
I
was doing
totally
an asshole.
An Indian
but it did kind of come out Indian.
That
was no. I was not saying anything bad about. I was just saying the assholes out there who give me shit. And I was trying to make a goofy voice. So that's how that happened. Point being, I have went through, I can't say hell and back, but I have been tried a lot in the last 2 years.
Wait a minute. I don't know. I think I just fell in love with Devin's forearm.
All right, what happened?
He says, does thou comprehend what I have been communicating?
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I really genuinely believe, put me on a lie detector, I'll pass every time. I believe wholeheartedly that this quest for 100 is going to allow me to fall back in love with this sport that I spent most of my life doing and become the version of me that I don't think I've ever seen before. And all this is contingent upon me being injury-free and not getting. But I just think the constant competing is going to get my tendons and ligaments to a point they've never been before. I genuinely believe this. Arm wrestling on Saturday, back and buys on Sunday, chest and tries on Monday, shoulders Tuesday, legs Wednesday, rest Thursday, Friday, and repeat. I think my body is going to adapt. And staying lean and staying fit throughout that 100. And then after that 100, there's a different goal. And I think that new goal is going to allow me to be something I've never been. But we'll see. I mean, that's what I believe. That is my mindset. That's my trajectory. I've got blinders on. That's my tunnel vision.
Well,
I'm excited.
One thing that Michael and
I don't need any extra motivation. But watching guys like Ryan level up is inspiring. It's not motivating. Don't need any extra motivation, but it's inspiring to see people take something that they love and be passionate about. And that's the one thing about Ryan Bowen. The reason I think Ryan Bowen will be a world champion is the fact that he is committed as much as anyone in the sport.
Okay, so one thing that you and I do not do is lie to each other. We don't lie to each other.
I have no idea where this is going.
We do brutal truth in this relationship, just like you.
So when you say massive, you literally mean massive.
Michael,
okay, go ahead.
Share our stuff. So he will actually tell me, like in January, your ass is big. He has said that. Like,
when I said big, I meant larger than normal.
What he said was, you have 3 asses.
You're on the third one.
That's what he said, right? So, like I said, we don't.
No clue where she's going.
We don't lie to each other, and so I tell you all of this to tell you what I'm about to say now. I haven't really chatted with him about just yet, but over the last year and a half, I could tell that there was something missing with Michael. He would train. He would be strong. He would go to the table, but it was this. This was not connected. And I really saw it in the Angarbayev match. And I knew the moment that it happened. I knew the moment that he gave up. And he would tell you he didn't give up, but I knew he did, because he switched from Michael hungry to Michael, I'm just going to entertain and be fun now. Now, a lot of people have said they think that's related to your YouTube presence or your social media presence. I think it's a defense mechanism, because maybe there's not a because after that. I think it's a defense mechanism that when you realize something may be closer or even out of your reach, you switch to a defeated mindset.
Wow.
You do.
I've never heard that.
I have seen you on the table versus Jerry Cataret, and 7 minutes into a match with a broken hand, and you're still giving it everything, looking at me saying, I got this. In every match from Dubai till now, in every single match, you have looked at me and said, I may not win. I never heard that before. So what I think that this year is going to do for you, not only are you getting your confidence back, this year of the Quest for 100 is what I'm talking about, you're getting your confidence back, but you're also falling in love with arm wrestling again.
Well, I've been saying that the whole time.
He has said more over the last couple of years that maybe this is his way out. You know, maybe before every big match, he would say that. Maybe this is where I just slowly step out. And he hasn't loved it for a bit. I'm seeing him have fun and get excited, even though he's nervous, scared. All right? I'm seeing him have fun and get excited about the game. And I think that's going to wake something else, up in you that we've been missing.
The thing is, I haven't looked at it like that. I think it's situational. I think the last match I went to very focused, and then round 2 just took me off my game. And I went from being what I thought was in control of a match to basically having no control, and then being what I thought was still fresh to hands been exposed, forearms blown up, and felt like the odds were stacked against me, I guess. So I did switch to, well, let's just have fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the killer version of me, the one who is going to shake your hand before and after the match, but while we're arm wrestling, win or die on the table. That version of me has kind of been lost. Not sure why.
Because you've said it for so long that your disgust for losing will outweigh your opponent's desire to win, and I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that guy.
Yeah, that's just always been me prior to any of this Kings move or any of that. That's prior to social media. Anyone who's known me forever knows that, right?
So this quest for 100 is not just a quest for 100 first place awards. It's also a quest to get back to your soul.
Well, see, I mean, and I haven't looked at it like that. I really just want to go get a bunch of trophies, because it's never been done before. So people are like, you should contact Guinness World Records, and I don't know if anyone's ever won 100 first places in a year. I have no idea. That would be cool. I might contact them, but it's more than that. Like you said, it's more than just the events. It's more than just the first place. It's like you said, falling in love with arm wrestling. It's perfecting my craft. I still know what to do on the table. Just certain times I haven't been able to do what I know to do, or make an error, and like instead of hitting for the pin, I should have been hit for control center, and just made those mistakes. All that being said, appreciate your honesty. I will take that into consideration. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I love what's going on. I love how healthy I am right now, and I think the future is extremely bright. Whether it's tournaments, whether it's super matches, whether it's
I'm excited about it because I love the tournament setting. I love the excitement that comes.
What about the first guy we walked into and I was walking the thing, dude was starstruck. Couldn't even talk. I was like,
that was so fun.
I mean, that's fun to see people just who've only seen us through this platform or through this through social media, and then they see us in person. They're just like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're here!" And that's
and
nice.
You're there, and you are. I don't want to say just because the arm wrestlers, the athletes are
compete,
everything.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If it wasn't
going
arm
through
wrestling,
the same
if it
feelings,
wasn't arm wrestling, I would be competing in something because I don't know how I would live this life without being in some form of competition. It's just I've done it so much my entire life. I've always been super competitive that if it wasn't this sport, it would be something. And this just happens to be what I'm best at. So this is what I'm sticking with. All right, one thing we want to clarify, though. AWE 1 is not the same date as King of the Table.
Yes,
it will air on Friday night because they're ahead of us over there in Brisbane. So it actually airs Friday night here in the States. So you can watch arm wrestling on Friday night. Ryan Bowen versus Side Pressure King Todd Hutchings. And then you can watch King of the Table the following Saturday. King of the Table, Saban versus Pablo. Well, if Pablo beats Saban,
you know Pablo from Monster Factory 3,
Monster Factory 3, Monster Factory 2.
Yes.
Pablo is a bad dude, multiple-time national champ.
He's got 2 Monster Factory axes.
He does have 2 Monster Factory axes. I plan on taking one of those. He'll actually get to keep his. We'll just have to make a new one. That's how it is. You don't give trophies back here. You win them to yours. That's primarily because I thought I was going to win. It didn't work out. So Pablo versus Saban, I think that's a good match. I mean, strong hands, strong inside, strong power versus strong pronator, strong top row, strong outside. We haven't seen a lot of Saban except for his King of the Table tournament that he entered and won. So I like that match. John Brzezinski, Denison Plenkoff.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Dennis is looking a lot like Dennis.
Dennis starting to look a lot like Dennis. I was watching that training session, his last big training session 2 weeks before his match with John, and his physique is starting to look more like Dennis. Now, it's still a 275, 280-pound Dennis versus 310-pound Dennis, but his aesthetics are starting to look more like Dennis, right?
So
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it really is.
I wasn't sure if you knew what I was saying.
I know what you're saying. What is that count right now? MMT is at 12 and Rebecca is at 14. Legends of Football, Michael, you are a beast. Rebecca, you are a beauty. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
She's a keeper.
Actually, they just flashed it up on the screen.
Oh, did they?
It was there for just a short second.
So John Brzezinski, Disciplinikoff, who knows? The one I want to talk about is Levan versus Hermes.
Okay, guys, I know all of you
Before you get
are like us because we were like, Levan's got this. And then Michael sends me something.
Dude, I'm scrolling through Instagram or Facebook. I don't have any idea where. And I thought I saw a picture of Levan. But it was Hermes.
He thought it was Levan. It was Hermes.
Do we have that picture?
Oh,
somewhere?
yeah.
Okay,
Look at that.
So keep that photo there. Look at the size of his
It's
hand,
right
his
there.
wrist, his forearm, up through his bicep, into his shoulder. Now look at the thickness in his hips. He looks like Levan.
Well, okay.
Watch this. Hang on a second. That's Levan. Because I'm blind, right? Without the glasses, I'm blind. But I'm telling you, his frame, his structure looks different. He looks different.
Look at that head.
I'm telling you.
His head has grown.
He looks like Levan. So, you have two extremely good arm wrestlers because people don't give Levan the credit that he deserves. This is a very talented arm wrestler. He just doesn't have to show his skills because he's so strong. Hermes probably has one of the best top rows in arm wrestling to date or ever.
And he practiced with what they called, they seriously called it the Todd pipe.
Yeah, so
it is a tool built.
He has the ability to bust through your hand and transition into a press to finish. I am a firm believer that Levan probably has the strongest hand in arm wrestling ever. But the only way to beat him is to beat his hand. I don't think he can go toward him anymore. He used to be vulnerable to someone going toward him. I think he's too strong now. I don't think he can go toward him. I think the only way to beat him is to go through the strongest hand that's ever existed. And I think Hermes has a chance at busting his hand back.
Now, are you saying...
I think he has a chance of getting the slip, which we haven't seen. Who slipped with Levan? Have we seen anybody slip with Levan?
I have not seen anybody slip with Levan.
Dave couldn't do it.
No.
Now, the only thing, his performance against Dave versus Levan's performance against Dave still looks like Levan's levels ahead. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, I think this version that Hermes is coming together with might be something truly special. I mean, there is going to be a 60, 70-pound weight difference. Mm. I think Hermes is around 290. He might get close to 300. Levan is probably 365 to 385. I have no idea. I don't know, man. I think Hermes gets a round off of him.
You think it's because that's all he has to get, right?
Well,
it's one round.
He wants to beat him.
Well, of course he wants to beat him.
Levan has made the claim that no one will ever beat him. He'll go undefeated. He'll retire undefeated. And I love Levan. I think he's awesome.
No, didn't he say he would retire without losing one round?
That's what I said.
No, you said without being defeated.
Yeah, not one round.
Okay.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's pretty much everything we have to talk about before we go in here and start doing some Q&A. But we do have something.
Well, we can't really open it up and disclose it
because it's too unique. It's too special.
I'm so excited about it.
But are we gonna say it could even be
nuclear?
Nuclear?
Holy crap!
I don't know, guys. We have some phone calls to have this week about the potential of something that
it is not a Monster Factory event.
It's not a Monster Factory event. It will be a pay-per-view event, but
very excited about it.
It's very, very exciting. If this thing comes together, we got something that's never been done before. It's pretty special. But yeah, all right, here we go. Q&A, baby. Q&A.
Okay, I'm going to actually read this because I have seen a lot of this on the internet. So you do not reply because I know you will want to.
I want to.
Well,
why is it jumping?
And this person is probably saying, "See, she's treating him like a child now." No, I'm protecting you. Is what I'm doing. All right.
Go ahead, hurry up.
So, Xion says, Mrs. Becca always treated him as a child. The result of that would be absence of masculinity in presence of a men that have a healthier treatment from their partner. Don't underestimate psychology. What I'm going to tell you is we are partners, and I treat this man like a man.
Yeah, so check it out.
Several times a day, buddy.
It's so delusional that people say such retarded shit.
Yeah.
Thanks for the super chat. Because I just found my best friend, right? I found the person who I care about as much as I care about myself. And I've never had that in a relationship. I've always been the priority. That's how I've always been. Yeah. Any relationship I've ever been in, it's probably me first, right? And whether that's good or bad or whatever, that's just how always been my personality. We found each other. I fell in love, and I've just built my life around you. Now, that's so funny that they say that because it was with you that I was in my undefeated streak for over 3 years. You know, August 2011 July 2011 to August 2014. This is before all this internet, all this YouTube shit that people are found out about arm wrestling. I never lost a single round. I mean, every super match I did for 3 years, I went undefeated. You were right by my side, right? So it's just life, circumstances, obstacles.
Maybe it's because I treat you too much like a man. Maybe I need to let you keep some of that testosterone.
Yeah, that's not it. It's just, hey, it's funny how people have their heroes and people they choose to look up to and look up and want to respect. And then a lot of people just, because of my transparency, they want to think one way or the other about me. But what you see is what you get with me. I'm a very emotional guy. If I'm pissed, you're going to know I'm pissed. If I'm upset, I'm upset. If I'm sad, I'm sad. But none of this has to do with how Rebecca treats me or how our relationship. We have an extremely healthy relationship, and I think that's because we're so honest and transparent with one another. We let each other know what our needs are, and we get those needs met. But yeah,
yes, we do
regularly. But yeah, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. You're just wrong on this one, and everyone else out there who's saying the same thing. My performances have nothing to do with anything other than just, they're situational. It's nerve damage. And who knows? Maybe every opponent I face is just better than me. I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. I don't think I lost to Angarbayev because Angarbayev was better than me. I think we were equals on that day. And the set of circumstances just kind of went better for him. You run that match back next week. Could be a different outcome. But I don't think my opponents are levels ahead of me. Because every match that I've lost, I've been in. Except for the Devin match. That was extremely situational. But so yeah, it's all good. I'm happy with where I'm at, and the cool thing is the pressure's off. You guys expect nothing more than me pulling Ryan Bowen. So I mean, honestly, if that's the expectations of people thinking where I'm at, okay, it's either hey, Michael Todd and Ryan Bowen, or Michael Todd and Matt Mass. Nah, I like Matt. It's just I don't think. I think I run through Matt. I've always thought that. I think he has a great hand and wrist. I don't think he has an arm to back it up. I think he's a very entertaining arm wrestler, and I like him as a person. I just think there's levels to this thing, and I'm on a different level. So, but if people continue to say, "Oh, you and Matt Mass," so somebody finally gets a win. Well, fuck, Matt might beat Jordan Soren in like next week, in 6 days. If he does, he's back on the map because that's a legit puller. It's just I think people got so used to me being number 1, number 2, number 3, top 5 in the world, considerations people thought where I was at, and then to see me not perform up to what they thought was their standards or expectations of me, they have just really got pissed about it and like, oh, he sucks. But when I have the same exact record as Dave Chafee, and no one's telling Dave Chafee to quit. You know what I mean? So it's all good. All right, what we got?
All right, guys. So let's get to some Q&A now. Guys, thank you so much for the super chats that you've been sending across. Let's go ahead and read a few things here. I saw something earlier because, of course, it's a pat on my back that I want to go ahead and
pat
read.
Your back, I promise.
Michael Todd. Dan, Q2 are amazing. I think Rebecca said exactly what MMT might have needed to hear. You guys are a team, and he probably takes more from what you say than anyone else. I think this is a huge step. Okay, he might take what I okay, you know how you kind of develop a little bit of selective hearing for the voices that you hear the most? I've actually said some things to you medical-wise, not having to do with your arm wrestling, because I am not the one to talk to him about arm wrestling. I can talk to him about his headspace, but talk to you medical-wise, totally ignores me. Can go to the doctor, hear the same thing. It's like, oh, I need to do this. You think? But my whole family does that too.
Yeah, I've been telling you that about all your workouts as long as you've been working out.
He does. He tells me how to work out, and then I have to read it somewhere else. I'm like, oh, by the way, this is what I'm going to be trying now, Michael. What do you think about this? Anyways, guys, it takes all kinds to make the world go round. Doesn't mean MMT or Rebecca would be the right type of personality for you or me, but that's why they're together and not us. Yeah, you're probably right. I tell him on the regular, nobody else can do what I do.
All right.
Flat Ball says, yes, fantastic team. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Matt wins. That guy's an idiot. Unless he's talking about Matt's match in 6 days. Okay. May not be an idiot, Andrew. Sorry. Unless he's talking about beating me, idiot.
Michael Todd versus Ryan Bowen is a good match, honestly, is what Victor E says. Phil says, Bells of Steel, baby. IG dropping link. Okay, guys, if you haven't
check that out. Go to the IG. Definitely check that out. It is a giveaway for a Belt Squat 2.0
on Michael's
Dude, that's
Instagram.
$1,000 machine, and it's an amazing piece of equipment. I'll do a video later about all the different things you can do on it, but you can do one-arm rows with your 2-inch spinning handle. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff, but it's more than just a belt squat machine. But it's awesome. I love it.
Well, they're also the manufacturers of that great piece that you got.
The functional trainer.
The functional trainer that you got the video up on showing all the different types of arm wrestling trainings you can do.
Very
on that
good.
functional
Bell's has still got some good. I mean, especially if you're, if you have a small space to train in, you're looking for a good quality piece of equipment. They carry some good stuff. I'm sure we'll be getting quite a bit more stuff in here. But yeah, definitely go. It's free, man. Go to Instagram, follow me, follow Bells of Steel, tag 2 friends in that reel, and you'll get a chance to win. We're announcing it Thursday, so we're announcing like what, 4 days?
Mm-hmm. Right. The Schmo says you've lost to the number 1 105 kilo in the world, the number 1 115 kilo in the world, top 5 super heavyweight in the world, top 10, which you should have beat, in my opinion. Not anything to scoff at. Yeah, it's not like he's being beaten by bums, right? My wife is the same way when she asks my opinion. If I give my honest opinion, she will generally choose the exact opposite. Sorry about that, flat balls.
There you go. There you go.
Michael, how do you feel about Czar? Okay,
horrible
situation
I hate this bicep tour because I thought about giving him messaging him to see if he might want to be involved in what we're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that his bicep tour is horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so, especially after my bicep injury, seeing something like that give, whew, I didn't like it at all. But I hate it. I hope he has a full and speedy recovery. But we did see Ermies. So that was something interesting. Ermies calls out Jerry after his match with Czar, talking about we need to unify this super heavyweight champion. He's a champ. Jerry's a champ, right? I was told by Ingen that if he pulls in 2 weeks versus Levan and he loses, Levan becomes the East versus West champ. And if he wins, he gets a legacy hammer. So they're taking their titles up and put them up for grabs, what I was told by Ingen.
Oh, really?
So if that's the case, then Levan becomes the interim champ. So Hermes has nothing. Jerry had nothing to earn, nothing to gain by pulling Hermes.
So Jerry would need to pull Levan.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Jerry is pulling Devin.
No, Devin's pulling Gennady. Jerry and Devin are pulling for 10,000.
Yes.
Apparently, Devin said he doesn't need any time to train for Jerry. He would use Jerry as a warm-up for his match with Gennady. So then Paul is like, I got $10,000 to winner. So there is no appearance fee. There's no nothing. He's putting up $10,000 for those two to show up, and whoever wins gets $10,000.
Okay, so in my
I don't know
opinion,
anything about that.
Love you, Jerry, but I think Devin wins that one.
I think
he knows.
I think there's a lane on how to beat Jerry Cutterette, and I think Devin knows that lane. Now, if Jerry was able to get into his lane, I don't think Devin has the power to pull him back. And when I say his lane, I'm not talking about his cupped-in shoulder press because Devin knows how to counter that. His bent wrist flop press with Devin on his King's Move bicep, I don't think he holds up. But I don't think Devin's going to go there. I think Devin's going to go bone to bone with him, do what he did before. Now, there was a lot of cheating involved in that last match because Devin wasn't square, wasn't anything. WL just kind of let him get away with it. Depending on the ref, who's reffing, can they control the match even? But yeah, I think Devin's a favorite.
Which, let's be honest, anytime we see Devin on the table, the referees are having a whole lot of trouble controlling that match.
I mean, all you got to do is just foul him. foul him, lose, foul him, lose. Eventually, he's going to act right. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Or you're going to lose. The thing is, that's fine if everybody wants to see all that shit. But if it's a foul him. You don't just let him get away with it. I mean, and that's what I feel like the problem is the East versus West. Devin got away with everything, and I didn't even foul and got fouled out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how that's possible. East versus West is still awesome. I just think, trying not to be rigid, it leaves things up to the decision of a referee, and they're human. Humans are flawed, right? They make mistakes. So it's either strict rules or Wild Wild West. I mean, I like what we do with Arm Wars, rules, but that's because we call it through Arm Wars rules.
So right? And
we still call you for a foul. If you foul, you foul.
Yeah, at the Monster Factory, all fouls count and accrue. Okay, there are no, please don't do that. If you move in the ref's grip, foul.
That's just Arm Wars rules. So that's the rule set. That's the one I like.
No,
I like all rules. I like WF rules. I like IFA rules. WL rules is fine. I don't care.
Running
just let
fouls,
me know what the rules are.
Accrue and count. You get 2 running fouls. It's a loss.
Right.
That's how that works.
All right, what else we got?
Need some Monster Factory racerback tanks for the women, is what Jolene Clark says.
Huh. If we could find somebody who could do tanks. Because no, Nine Line Apparel didn't have good tanks. Hey, if you got a good tank brand, tell me, and I'll see if I can't get my supplier to get those.
Yeah,
These are new, by the way. These are the Monster Factory arm wrestling shirts that I'll be taking on tour with us this year for the Quest for 100. So instead of having all the sponsors on the back, they have Monster Factory, where monsters become real down the spine. I don't know if y'all saw those ads or not, but they're enormous. Yeah, so super cool shirts. A little bit different green. Look at Rebecca's shirt. Look at my shirt. Rebecca, back up.
What?
A little bit different green. So this is almost a neon green. I like them both. This is, I like those.
You trying to touch them?
What?
Sorry, guys. Sorry, I forgot we were on this for just a minute.
Yeah. We will not be on much longer. So yeah, but these are the ones we have. All sizes, from kid sizes like extra small adult, all the way up to triple X's, that we will have with us, hopefully at each event. And then I'll just keep getting more stock. I like these a lot. They're a lot of fun. It represents the brand that I think is a cool brand. I think Monster Factory Arm Wrestling has huge potential, and I know that people have a lot of fun with it.
So, a lot of people are talking about you and Ryan Bowen.
You
dropped that. I just imagine how many people.
If he can get through Todd or even make it interesting.
Yeah, I imagine now that all these folks now are going to be over there on Ryan's channel dropping the comments. Michael Todd just called you out. Michael Todd just called you out.
I didn't just call him out. I just said
I think you did.
That, I drink the Kool-Aid unless you're arm wrestling me, and then the Kool-Aid is ineffective.
Okay, whatever.
There's no delusion in the Kool-Aid.
So, guys, thank you for being on here with us today. We're going to have to cut it off because our person that's here helping with the production is going to have a nice long drive home. But basically, we wanted to try out the headsets. We wanted to try the some of the other graphics and stuff, and work with the cameras and things. See how they worked for us. So sure.
Oh, you won. Look at you.
Did I win or did I lose?
Well, I think you won.
We didn't set it up. Okay, so if I win, then I get to choose my prize.
Punishment?
Okay, totally different show. Anyways.
If this ever fails, we know where we're going.
Yeah, anyways, guys, so thank you for being on. Please drop down. He says take the foam off the mics is what someone's saying. Okay, so please drop down in the comments on this live feed, or once it's up, published up, drop down in the comments what you think about the screen, the graphics. Did you like the counter, and how does the sound and everything, the quality sound for you?
Hang on a second. Yeah, so Yorktown Nationals, sit-down Nationals, I'm sitting at a sit-down table right now, and I had been in conversations for a while about that event. I never could get confirmation that it was a place for me to park my RV. And every event I go to this year, I have to be able to park on site because I have to go out and check out my dogs. So it came down to, I wasn't sure what was going to happen, wasn't sure going to happen. Sean Hancock is putting on state championships in different states. I'm still going to hold the Southern States Arm Wrestling 24th Annual Arkansas State Arm Wrestling Championship May 27th at the Harley-Davidson dealership in Little Rock. But on the 22nd, the same day as Sit-Down Nationals, Sean will be holding his PAL Arkansas State right here in my hometown. So it's a lot easier for me just to wake up from my bed, drive down there, compete in a tournament versus the extensive drive I would have from Nationals to Yorktown and then back home.
Well, it's also been a whole lot of years since you got to compete for a title in your own state.
Yeah, because I'm the one holding the events.
Right.
I mean, I got to compete in Arkansas yesterday, though, Northwest Arkansas. But to be that close to home and just, wake up, go to a tournament, not have the problem with having to do the setup, having to do weigh-ins, having to do reffing, just go have a fun time arm wrestling and to be right here in Hot Springs. And people who know me and support me here in my hometown never get to see me compete.
All right, guys. So
that's going to be fun.
Be watching for a video to drop on Monster Michael Todd YouTube. Maybe hinting at something that might just be coming up. But then be sure that you have hit subscribed.
Dude, that's going to be cool. When are we releasing that? Is that tomorrow?
That video?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to release it later today.
I thought that was Talking Elite Fitness.
Oh, Talking Elite Fitness is later today. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to release that,
tomorrow.
So I'll release that video tomorrow.
Just tune in tomorrow, guys. Tune in today for Talking Elite Fitness. That was last week's episode that we're putting out. Just everything that's going on. And then we'll be back on with those guys tomorrow for Monster Mondays. And we'll release that footage later in the week. But tomorrow's video that's going to drop is going to be pretty impressive, pretty cool. And then we're putting together the video from this weekend's event, which I think you guys will find interesting as well.
Someone said, Michael Todd, take out the spy balloons. Chris Harper, thank you so much for the support.
Spy balloons.
And someone's asking, what do you think about the Todd versus Bowen match? We've already discussed that. Be sure you just go back, rewind. Maybe we'll drop down some timestamps later on.
Maybe Phil Woody will drop down some timestamps later on.
We have got.
You and I are gonna be busy.
We are. So you guys, thanks again for tuning in. As always, love having you here. Love having this chat.
Yeah, guys, thanks a lot. Appreciate the support. And like I said, Monster Factory 4 is going to be crazy. Like, I think it's truly one of our best cards. I think the match is going to be epic. If you're looking for some VIPs, message me Instagram, Facebook.